Attention students, the Jabroni University Network is now in session. Please make your way to class.
Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser. Rad Chaser.
Coming to you from fabulous Studio B Plus in Bradenton, Florida, it's the Chaser Brothers podcast with me, the SOC, and the man of the hour who reads Nintendo Power, the Bionic Commando in Orlando, the gamer who should come with a disclaimer.
Rad Chaser.
Friends, hey, hi, hello, how you doing? Welcome to the show. What's been going on? This is Rad Chaser. This would be the part where I say the intro, but the SOC already said the intro, so in order to reduce redundancy, move things along, I'm just going to skip it. How's it going?
Good.
Son of Chaser.
I feel like both of us look and feel like garbage right now. I had a very long weekend. We were at a soccer tournament for the son of Rad Chaser, and
The grandson.
Long story short, his soccer team destroyed 4 other soccer teams and are the Brandon Cup 2025 recreational champions. So it was
Excellento.
pretty
Excellent
good.
work.
Yeah, there was
Good.
There was one game was 8-0. One game was 10-2. And once they got that 10th goal in the first minute of the second half, the other team was just like, we're not gonna put our kids through this anymore. We're just gonna forfeit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like as if Tyson fought an infant.
Yeah, the third game was the most exciting game. That team really tried.
The best triers, as I say.
They put up a lot. They put up a lot of defense to the point that they were like, okay, we are probably not going to beat this team, but we're going to try everything that we can to keep them from scoring on us. And that one ended going 4-1. I think that game was a hot ticket. But also Jensen's team had about 80% possession on that one, so that was crazy. And then for the last game, Jensen's coaches were like, "Hey, I want the ball to touch every single person on the field before you start trying to make goal attempts." And man, those kids, those kids were passing all over that other team. Like the team was just chasing them around the field. It was something crazy to behold. These kids have really over the past year, but also like been watching Jensen play soccer since he was like 6 years old, and now he's going to be 10 in a couple months, and it's the 6-year-old soccer game versus the 10-year-old soccer game is really fun because it's you got 10 kids just toddling around after a ball, and then it like evolves to them being on a big field with them. It's crazy. They're the clumsiest kids in existence, but as soon as you give them a soccer ball, they're like precision machines. It's incredible.
Nice, very nice. Good to see the evolution of the son of Chaser. I heard you say the word chasing. That's an interesting word, because we do a lot of chasing. And speaking of chasing, we've got some quest progress we need to talk about.
Okay.
If anybody's just now listening to this, to us, we've decided for season 3, which has already started for our videos, we wanted to get a little more organized. We want to get a little more structure going in on the chase. We don't just want to be chasing willy-nilly. Because, as we say, undirected stuff lust can get you in a whole heap of a mess. You mess around, you find yourself with some weird stuff that you never thought you were gonna have, and then you're like, well, what is this? I bought something on impulse, and now I've got a whole coffee tin full of snorks. You ever hear of those things? 1980s?
I haven't, but I know about ending up with weird stuff. I was driving down the road the other day, and I go, oh, that looks like a perfectly good stereo system sitting on top of that person's garbage can. Let me just take it home and see if it works. And
nice.
And now,
lo and behold,
my project pile grows larger.
And sure enough, it didn't work. This is very reminiscent of when I found an air fryer in the garbage pile, and you were like, "Well, do you need that?" And I was like, "Well, I hadn't thought about it." And now I'm looking at it as we speak, and have I used it? No, I mean yes. Couple times I haven't been eating a lot of frozen pizza, but I got a hankering, and I did make one in there, and it was soft. The pizza was soft. It didn't have a crunchy, it didn't have a crispy, crunchy, whatever to it. But that's, you know what? I'm gonna err on the side of I don't have the thing figured out. It was cooked.
Yeah, I don't love my air fryer, so. I could imagine a scenario where it's like, well, I've bought one that I like now, and this perfectly good, quote unquote perfectly good one is gonna be sitting right on top of my garbage can for someone to drive by and hopefully go, hey, I can make food out of this thing that I found in the garbage.
Who knows? It could be me. The air fryer I have right now doesn't seem to be doing its job.
Yeah, if my old air fryer is better than your current air fryer, then upgrade time.
I'll swap them at like those take a book, leave a book things you see on the side of the road. Take some crap, leave some crap. Okay. Any howdly hoodly.
Yeah. Okay, some quest progress. Okay, so I got a little bit here. So I've got four eBay bids going. All right, I have been outbid on 3 of them, which is not a big deal because I sort of have self-imposed a budget of $100 on this lot of magazines. There's 40 magazines, so
what's your quest?
Oh, right.
By the way,
right. I'm going for a full set of Nintendo Powers. So
nice, very nice.
So this, these lots right here, they all started out at around $10, and it's looking like I'm gonna have to go to 20 on most of them.
Sure.
So it's if I have to go outside of that budget, I will within reason. However, the bid ends in 8.5 hours.
Okay.
So we're gonna find out later today. And the good thing is that these things are all staggered by a couple minutes, so I can go in and swoop in at the last second on each one without issue, and hopefully I'll be winning all of those lots.
Snipe them, baby. That's the way to do it.
That's what I'm looking at. So one has 8 bids on it. The one that I'm winning only has my bid and somebody else's, so it doesn't look like anyone's gonna go in there. But I may raise my maximum bet at the last minute just to be safe. And then the other 2, one is approaching 20. The other one's already past 20. It's gone to 22.50. So I'll go up to 25 on that one. But that one has 5 bids on it, and the other one has 3 bids on it. So I'm relatively certain that I can get all of these, and then bing bang boom. We got a nice 40 magazines added to the stack.
Ooh, 40 magazines added to the stack. Now listen, you were just your quest is what? To add 100 magazines this year, or are you trying to just saying I'm just gonna go for it? Because I mean, 40. You're almost halfway done with the whole. Within the first month.
Yeah. I mean, I might just go for all of them. I have
You have
quite
100 or so, right?
Yeah, I've got. Let's see. We do some quick maths on here, right quick. 93 to 128. I have those, and I have 174 to 184. So that's another 10. And then I have 191, and then I have 218 until the end, and that's like 50 magazines right there. I don't remember what volume number the last one is, but I think it's like 270 or something, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. So I'm for sure missing around the first one, the about first 100 issues, and then there's a couple breaks in there, but I may just try to I'm seizing on this opportunity of getting a hold of this big lot of things because it's 40 magazines, but it's 50 to 90. So I still have to get that 91 and 92. So those are probably going to be two that I'm going to have to get a la carte, and then I'm going to have to get 1 through 49.
Yeah.
And then those other little holes. So I don't I think this is a good opportunity to aggressively get this big lot like while I can. And I say it's a big lot even though it's 4 different lots, but it's all from the same seller. So they are selling them in lots of 10. So
yeah. So good. I like this. Hit the ground running, get a little a big chunk of stuff out of the way. And then this is you can kind of just cruise a little bit now, knowing that you've done a big chunk of the work up front. This is good. Good.
Yeah. So I'll have time to catalog them. I may jump back in time and start doing those shorts on the ones that I acquired. I will do some kind of feature with it, but I think getting that big lot now, that person is also selling like another 20 on top of that, but those are ones that I already have. So, but I think getting those will be good, especially the other big chunk that I'm missing is right at the beginning. So we will see what happens. I want to do as little buying the magazines a la carte as I can. So
okay,
that's where we're at right now. We will find out by the end of the day. I've got an alarm set, and I'm gonna swoop in at the end and hopefully grab all those things.
Very nice, very nice. I like this. So then the lots are 10 each, 10 magazines each. You're trying to get them for 25 max, so about $2 and something each per magazine, which is great. I mean, those are great prices because if you go look at these magazines in a video game store or wherever, I mean they're probably $8 to $10, $15, $20.
Yeah,
I know the first issue of Nintendo Power was like in the $250 range.
Yeah, so it's it really just depends. I don't know that a lot of people are on a quest to collect these things, but people have them and people seem to be moving them all the time. So it's I think it's a thing that I was like, it's good that I'm seizing on it right now because maybe in 5 years, like no one will be able to get anything because it will all have shifted into end of place or whatever.
Yeah, that's who knows? It's anybody's guess to speculate on stuff like that. And we collect, we chase stuff down not because we're trying to flip it and make a profit in the future. It's not a nest egg. We're here because we like the stuff.
Yeah, and ultimately so we can have the most lavish pharaoh's tomb after we're gone. So
Correct. We're decorating for our mausoleum. We're not buying to get rid of. Stuff comes in, stuff doesn't go out. That's goal. And that's facts.
Yeah. On God.
No cap. So, good on you. It sounds like you're coming along. My approach to adding 100 NES games to the stack is I've said to myself, I've done the math. I actually had Alexa do the math, and she says, I need 100 games, and that's coming out to about 8.3333 repeating video games, NES games per month. So my quota, is about 8 and something games. I'm happy to report that for the month of January, I've achieved that quota just in time because the month's running out. So I've got 8 games. I got 5 of them sitting here that have arrived already. So I'm excited about that. These are all complete in the box, CIB, which was not a requisite of the chase. But again, talking about finding some stuff at the right price at the right time. These things were way below, pretty below price charting prices. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to jump on them. A couple of the boxes are pretty crispy. A couple of the boxes are not super crispy, but once we get them into box protectors, etc., they're gonna look nice. So I thought that was excited. I didn't think I was gonna meet my quota for the first month, but the stars aligned, and here we are. Now, the quality of the games, are they all bangers? Maybe not. I mean, there's a couple I haven't heard of. Defender of the Crown, which I got because it has a cool looking cover. You'll see this once we do the weekly video update on this stuff. What else did I get? Section Z from Capcom. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that one. I think it's a shooter. It's a side-scrolling shooter, I'm pretty sure. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, judging by that art, that's an older Capcom game. That's the same box art for the first Mega Man game, so.
That's right. That's absolutely right. I think it's a good one. And then speaking of the same box art, I got Commando.
Oh yeah, nice.
The OG Commando, not Bionic Commando.
Yeah, so here's a bit of video game history for you since we're talking. So Nintendo's outside licensees or whatever, like your Capcoms and your Konamis and what have you. Nintendo had a thing with second party developers where they were like, hey, you are allowed to develop 5 games a year for us. Essentially, the goal there was you're only allowed to develop 5 games, so the incentive is for them to all be bangers so that you make money because you can only make 5. Because They didn't want people doing what they did in the Atari age, where it's like make the games, quantity over quality. Produce everything as fast as possible to get it out so that you have something to sell. And
right, we're looking at you, ET.
Yeah. So Nintendo was especially smart in the start there to be like, hey, you got 5 a year, so make them count. So when I see a game that comes out in the same era with the same box art as like the first Mega Man game, I've never played Section Z before, but it's probably all right.
From what I hear, it's a good one. So I'm excited to pop that one in and try it. Now, speaking of only being able to make so many games a year, Konami said, well, we're going to circumvent that, and we're going to come out with a second company called Ultra Games. So that's why if you see like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles put out by Ultra, you're like, who the hell is Ultra? It's like, well, this is Konami. They made another company, and that's why you listen to the music and like, well, this sounds like a Konami game. It's like, well, because it is pretty much. And that's going to be this Defender of the Crown put out by Ultra.
Okay.
Baba Booey.
I mean, that also explains why Konami had the license to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like all the subsequent Turtles games came out on Konami, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So they said, okay, well, instead of listening to the rules and, whatever, we're just going to find a way around them because I don't know why. Why follow the rules?
Money, yeah, money.
Big money. Big money.
Okay, so you got Defenders of the Crown, you got Section Z, you got Commando.
There's this game called Chess Master. Chess Master is a chess game, but the real reason, I need to add to the stack, but this one's complete in the box, and the box art is dope. You can't really see it here on audio, but it looks like a Gandalf looking fella. If you can picture that from Lord of the Rings.
I like how you say you can't really see it. Like if you squint hard enough, you could kind of see it. You can't see it at all on audio.
No, but if I say something like the man with gray hair, long beard, hovering over a chest with incandescent pieces. Sorry, I had a little something in my throat there.
All we have to do, we copy the AI voice and then we just make up our own AI on the spot. I had this conversation with James, the head of the Jabroni U network this weekend, and I said, I can't get behind using AI to produce anything because I bet you anything, 10 times out of 10, I'm funnier than whatever AI can come up with.
Ooh, now. Okay, I hear you. 10 times out of 10 that's 100%.
Yeah.
So you think you're funnier than the AI who could theoretically say, hey, AI, I need you to draw from the likes of George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Louis C.K., Sam Kinison, Bill Burr, Bill Hicks, Lenny Bruce, just to name a couple. Throw all those into a melting pot. Make something that's funny like that, and you're saying 100% of the time you're gonna come up with something funnier. Thoughts?
Yeah, because
yeah,
this is
yes.
This is the thing. I'm me, and no one else can be me.
Sure.
Just like no one else can be George Carlin. Someone could pretend to be George Carlin, or they can emulate George Carlin, and all anyone could say about that person until they figure out who they are themselves is this guy sounds like George Carlin.
Ooh.
Am I funnier?
Okay.
Am I funnier than George Carlin? Well, it depends on who you ask. I'm more of a
anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, random person off the street.
No, am I better at George Carlin? Am I better at stand-up than George Carlin? Nah, not even close.
Okay, so I hear you on that. Have you ever asked AI, ChatGPT, whatever, to be funny? I've inadvertently have had a nice lull every so often to see what they write. Now, to be fair, it's probably because they've tried to emulate something poorly. And it's that's been the comedic effect, but I hear you.
By the same token, 10 times out of 10, poorly done Photoshop jobs are funnier than anything AI can come up with.
Well, again, hey AI, I need you to go and study Picasso, Van Gogh, Rembrandt, Monet, and the rest, and come up with a funny Photoshop version of that.
Yeah, I just don't think it could do it. I mean, we can put it to the test on our own time, but
on next week's episode, we're gonna have AI draw funny pictures and make funny jokes.
What were we talking about? What was the point of this conversation?
Oh, old son of Chaser fall down a weird hole and can't find his way back. Let me refer to you. Let me get you back out. We're talking about our quest progress. Okay, so I got my games. I got my NES games. I got one more game here, and we'll move on. Astyanax. Your boy's done his homework. He finally figured out how to pronounce it. And by me doing my homework, I think you did the homework because you told me how to pronounce it by, way of the internet. That's fine. Well, we're saying it right now. Astyanax. A lot of syllables, again, a lot of Y's and X's for no reason. I mean, look, Super Mario Brothers, easy. It rolls off the tongue. You can remember that. What are we going to call our game? Astyanax. What's that?
Someone who loves Greek mythology is like, yes, this game was made just for me.
Pretty epic box art, though. I'll tell you that much. So I'm excited about that. Now, I wanted to, in the vein of CIB games, complete in the box. The NES game, older video games came in cardboard boxes, and as such, they become fragile over the years because they're just basically paper. And it's just funny because collectors will pay up for better conditioned stuff, and it's like it becomes the idea of expensive cardboard. Because it's like, well, the loose carts are what they are. You'll pay whatever, but if you want the box, it's like the bulk of what you're paying for is the cardboard. So it's just interesting. It's the same thing with like, mint on card, action figures. It's like, loose figures are fine, but if they're on on the card, as they call it, you're paying up. That's wild. I mean, intrinsically, it's just, paper. It's just cardboard. But since it's, it's this whole thing for the game, the box, etc. It's like, okay, that's more expensive now.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, well, the carts are indestructible, and it's like, yeah, what is it that you're collecting? If you got a CIB, then it's like, okay, now you see the original packaging that the thing came in, and part of the thing is, with the packaging being so fragile, you immediate throw it away. A lot of people just immediately I remember this one time that we went to Walmart like in the dead of night because Walmart was still open 24 hours a day. And this is
good old days.
Yeah, this is back in the late 1900s. You and I were there, and I'm sure there were other people there, but also Earl was with us, and he bought a copy of Goof Troop on Super Nintendo. And he opened up the box to get the game out and threw the box in the trash, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
I did this. Now I don't remember this story at all. This is news to me.
Yeah, you're just like, what are you doing? You can't throw the box away. He's like, what am I going to do with the box? He's like, it's just the box that it came. He's like, I've got the game, and that's millions of other equivalent stories have probably happened over the years. So that's why you don't have a lot of. Yeah, I know it hurts.
That's an old wound. That is an old wound right there. You just ripped open that I didn't know I had.
It was that, and then like, all right, hold on, let me write my name on the frickin' cart.
In nice permanent marker.
Yeah.
Here, just for fun, you keep talking. I'm gonna go on price charting real quick.
Yeah. So, expensive cardboard is the thing, and also the condition varies on how well that stuff is taken care of. So now you have. Like that's the thing. You have to pay more for the container because it's the more fragile part of the thing that you're trying to chase down.
Right. So price charting has Goof Troop loose at $27, and complete in the box $76.
Yeah.
So two times and a little bit more expensive just to have the box.
Yeah, and
now,
that was.
Did younger me fish that box out of the trash like a good hoarder, or did I don't recall?
There was at least an opposition mounted to like, whoa, what are you doing? Don't throw that box away.
You might need it someday.
Well, yeah. I mean, in this scenario, if we were at Walmart in the middle of the night in the late 90s, and this is a Super Nintendo game, he probably spent between $5 and $10 on that game. So
Ooh,
that
nice.
is a 700% increase on your investment there.
Sure. And again, we're not getting them to sit on them for 30 years and then flip them. Now that's horrible financial advice. We are not CPAs, so whatever we say is probably horrible advice. But it's just funny the way these things appreciate in value, and especially like I said, the cardboard or the box. I mean, boxes are plastic now, so whatever they're interchangeable. At the end of the day, new boxes, you just pull the art out and you can swap them out. And nobody can tell the difference.
You know what we should do from now on, and this is the only time you'll hear us say this part before we say the next part, and then we'll never say it again. So the only people who get to hear this is whoever is listening to this podcast. We should just start saying you can't make money selling video games. So
You can't make money selling video games.
And
Go ahead.
No, there's no caveat to it. You can't make money selling video games. The secondhand video game market is dying. You can't make money selling video games. And we say this over and over again until everybody believes it, so that we could burst that bubble so that the prices go back down.
Right. And then somebody grabs just a sound clip, a sound bite of just you saying that, in no context, and we get slammed online.
Yeah,
You can't make money selling video games.
You really can't.
You can't make money selling video games. I'll say it again.
The market is dead. People have moved on to other things.
Especially other things, yes. Any other stuff.
Nobody cares about the nostalgia of owning these things anymore. They just care about the nostalgia of remembering these things.
Which you can do for free.
Yeah, you can go right over to Rad Chaser on Instagram, and especially on YouTube, mostly on YouTube, but you can go to Instagram too if that's what you like. And listen,
we've done the work for you.
Exactly.
So you don't have to. Don't worry. Listen, if you're Joe Schmo, casual guy who doesn't even have any games and wants to get a game, don't. Just type it into the internet and look at it. We've got videos.
Hey, look.
You've got a request, we'll do it.
If you're Joe Schmo that wants to start your own video game collection, I say go for it. But don't go into it thinking that you're going to be able to make any money off of it, because you're not. You can't.
This is my nest egg, man. This is the new thing.
Yeah,
this is my nest egg.
No, it's
I'm
not
gonna
a nest
retire.
egg. Listen, you need to worry. You need to stop focusing on the egg and worry about the nest, because that's where all your time is going. Make the nest nice. Fill the nest up with games and stuff that you want to play.
I'm sorry, are you saying nest or NES? Like NES?
Yeah.
NES?
Yeah. You bet you bet your bottom dollar, mister. Moving past it. You can't make money selling video games. But I'm not gonna
I got one more before we move past it. If you take the cardboard boxes and tear them all up, you could make a nest of sorts.
Yeah, I don't recommend doing that. Look, if you don't want the box, I'll take it off your hands.
And if you really want to make a nest, there's tons of regular paper and cardboard that you could use.
Yeah.
Amazon boxes.
As a matter of fact, look, you could parlay the video game thing into a bird thing, and just live in a giant nest. I don't know why, but you can do it.
If you want to send us a couple of bucks, we'll make you one and send it out. You don't even have to we'll do that work for you too.
Making the nest could be the next big thing, and then you could make money off of that. But you cannot make money off of selling video games. It just doesn't work.
Nesting in the nest, playing the NES in a nest.
Your NES mess in your nest, in your best nest.
Your best dressed nest.
No stress while you're in the nest.
Too blessed to be stressed to play nests in a nest. Anyway,
AI can't make this. AI can't make up something like that.
Ooh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. What would Hey, AI, string a bunch of funny words together.
AI, I need you to get together with another AI, and I need the both of you to bounce off of each other. Can't do it.
Right.
I refuse to type that into the prompt. Not going to make money off of that. Not going to make money off of selling video games. So that's the...
Video games are a poor investment.
Yes, they are.
Don't grade them either. Do not get them graded. That's the worst thing you could do.
Yep. Waste of time, waste of money. Doesn't do anything for anyone. Yeah.
Move on to something else, like anything. And while you're at it, leave vinyl records alone and leave, action figures alone, because I also like those. Pokemon cards I could take or leave. There's a huge craze happening with that now, and all my feed is full of these flippers going and ripping each other to shreds inside Costco to get these boxes. So scary times there too.
Yeah, if you want to make money, sell Pokemon cards. We'll let you know when selling Pokemon cards doesn't become profitable.
We have our fingers on the pulse. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Red Chaser.
What else?
Amazing stuff.
What else have we got? I actually have more Quest stuff. Just a tiny. I'll give you a tiny little taste of something I've been cooking up. I couldn't sleep the other night, or rather, I went to lie down, and within 5 minutes, I was like, "Oh, I already know I'm going to be up for another couple of hours." So I started working on the love letters to video games. I'm not going to tell you what the thing is, but I'll give you a little teaser here and read one of them. Use
your sultriest voice.
I'm not. I don't want to do the voice because then you'll know. I just want you to hear what the body of the love letter is. It's just gonna be short little blasts, but these were things that I thought about these video games that I felt like I needed to say, and this one is to Final Fantasy 13. Dear Final Fantasy 13. Though many would say you are the lesser of the entries, your robust combat system cannot be denied. Sure, I may not remember anything that happened story-wise, but the frenetic pacing of the ingenious Paradigm battle system makes me feel like I'm right there on the front line. I also love that Sass's little chocobo buddy hides right there in his afro. Signed, Son of Rat Chaser.
Brilliant. Brilliant. People do, people don't like 13 for some reason. I played all the way. I finished that game. And I think the battle system is definitely under scrutiny by many.
I don't get it. I love that battle system.
Sure. They're the same people.
It's so great.
They're the same people who think video games are a good investment.
Yeah,
they're wrong on 2 counts now. So
they do be like that.
If 13 was so bad, why did they have 2 sequels spin off of that? Riddle me that. 13-2, Lightning Returns. I don't know why they didn't go with 13-3, but okay.
The reason was actually because 13 didn't do so great, so they didn't want people associating it with 13, so they called it Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13.
Slipped it in there.
Yeah. I also wrote letters to Bionic Commando, Super Mario Bros. 2, and Batman Arkham Asylum. So those are that's a little preview of what's to come up when I put those things together.
Great stuff. We're all gonna be on the lookout for that. We're all gonna bolo for those love letters.
Yeah.
I like a bit of a bit of poetry.
So that's what I got cooking up aside from obviously working on more Nintendo Power shorts. Chaser, what you've been knocking it out of the park the last couple weeks posting content.
Sure, I feel like there's a couple things. Since I've gotten the GameCube kiosk from you, you guys can check that long form video out for sure. If you go to the YouTube page, I basically documented getting the thing, cleaning it up, all the TV parts and all, really just diving into all the pieces of the thing that make it a whole. And I was like, I just made the long form video, made a couple of those, but I was like, I've got this thing sitting here, maybe make some shorts. And the shorts seem to have been really doing pretty well. People seem to be very interested in the kiosk itself. It's a cool looking kiosk. I'm looking at it right now, and it's a beast. It's taller than any normal man. So it literally looms over you. And it's just funny because I'm thinking about it, and the height of the television is higher than I have to look up at it a little bit. And what is a kid that's half my size having to do? He can't even see it. He can barely reach the controllers. This kiosk seems to have been designed for an adult. So I found that odd, and I'm just thinking out loud, just thinking about that just now.
Well,
it's oversized.
I remember the little setups that they had for like Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 and Walmart when they had those playable things, and that was like, you had to reach up a little bit to get to the controller, but your neck was craned back like to the maximum to look up at that screen, because that screen was like out of reach for.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. And you know what? We should jot that down and I'll probably make a short out of that, because that's a good. Hey, did you ever notice this thing's 8 feet tall? I gotta crane my neck around just to look at Mario Kart Double Dash. Make a note.
I gotta lift my shoulders up as high as they go so I can grab the controller to play Mario Kart Double Dash.
I gotta dislocate my L1 and T2 vertebrae to, I don't know.
I like the
AI.
kiosk.
Finish my joke.
I like the kiosk because people are interested, and it's good that those little short form things go. And so the good thing is we want to make long form content. Making the short form content is, it's been said that people are either only interested in one or the other. Like, if they're interested in, then they're going to go looking for long form content, or if they only want to watch, reels or, TikToks or whatever, then that's what they want to do. With the shorts are just so much easier to produce. So I think for us, it's great to be like, hey, let's get people on board with the shorts, and then use that to parlay into the long form content. And so when we get a hold of something that resonates with people, then we can make the long form content, and then we can go we can reverse engineer and go back to short form content and be like, hey, check it, here's 30 seconds of just like how the controllers are set up, or like, hey, check out how this thing is lit, like the lighting system in it. Here's the marquee thing, and then boom, link it back to the long form video. And then if one specific part of the thing interests you, then it makes you want to like go, well, okay, I want to see some more of this thing. But you get that little taste, and then it's like, okay, like if you're linked up to a long form video, I'll check it out. I mean, I would.
Right, and hopefully there's thousands of other nerds just like you that want to check it out.
Yeah, so you've but yeah, you've been posting in the last 2 weeks. You really stepped it up. So good job, Chaser.
Thank you, son of Chaser. I've been trying to like just branch out because we've been doing, I've been doing I'm coming off of doing every NES game I have. You're starting to ramp it up with, posting every Nintendo Power you have. So I was like, well, what else do I have? I have tons of stuff. I don't have to keep getting new stuff in, like you said. There's stuff here to, show to the world. So I've been trying to do that. I've recently found some soundtracks, some CD soundtracks to video games that I had a little stack of. So I said to myself, okay, maybe I just post some clips of, here's track 1 of this soundtrack. And just, play a little bit of that. So I've started doing that as well. Basically just, just going through the stuff we have and sharing it. And seeing, if anybody picks up what we're putting down.
Yeah, I like that because people are picking up on that, and the good thing is when you have a soundtrack as iconic as Final Fantasy VI, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, the goat, the video game composing goat,
the goatest of goats. He's goated. If anybody else has anything to say about it, you're wrong.
Yeah, that is true, and it got me thinking about what do I have any of that stuff lying around, because I could just piggyback onto your stuff and just produce more stuff that's basically the same.
Nice.
But I've got all those Distant World records that I haven't even cracked all of them open yet since I bought them, and that was like going 2 years, almost 2 years now since the last Distant Worlds concert that I went to. Have you ever been to a Distant Worlds concert?
I haven't, and I'm very sad about that because they do come through periodically. I'm in Orlando, and it's like, okay, I see it coming, and I say, okay, I should do it, and then the time comes and goes, and I don't do it, and I feel bad, and here we are. So the short answer, no.
Yeah, I recommend if it comes through again, definitely go to it. We might get lucky and something might end up happening closer to your neck of the woods. But I went to one in St. Pete and I went to one in Tampa, and the one that I went to in St. Pete was Nobuo was there. He was
The
at
man?
the thing, huh?
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. Obviously, Arnie Roth is at all these things because he's the conductor. But Nobuo was hanging out there, and then they closed with One Winged Angel, and
nice, baby, nice,
and frickin' Nobuo, and they encored it. They played it a second time, and he played. He played the keyboard for it, and it was incredible. He's amazing.
Awesome. I love it. I didn't know that. I don't know if you told me. Well, I'm sure you did. You must have told me that, but I've since forgotten it, and now I'm reliving it again for the first time. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. The second one I went to was I believe it was the 10-year anniversary. So they really just sort of covered all the bases on that one, and that one was good.
Super nice.
But I cracked that record out today. I cracked number 2 out today because I was filming a hyperlapse of cleaning the office up. I've been in here and I'm thinking, God, I hate it. I hate it because in my mind, it's getting one step closer to the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. But I've got all this music. I've got all this music gear in here, and it's taking up space that I need for stuff that I'm working on now, which is I just need I have the computer workstation, and then I have the crafting table, but I need like a third table for like packaging and stuff.
Yeah.
So
It do be like that sometimes.
So what I really kind of want over here, and because what I have on this side, one, I have a drum set that's been it's just broken down. The drum set's broken down. It's not even packed up. That could really just go into the garage. It's not doing anything in here other than just being in here. But that, and I've got a full electric piano that's also in here, and if I had another spot right there where I had like maybe a desk that had like the cube storage, but a place that I could actually like sit down.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at stuff. But if I had something like that where it's like, okay, I can put all of my packaging stuff away because I've got packaging stuff for the magazines, and I mean, I assume, God willing, I'll have packaging stuff for the video games if it comes down to that at some point, and I've got packaging stuff for the records. And then also, if I'm trying to sell any stuff on eBay like you've been doing, I'll be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
So it would just be nice to have that in this place, but then it's like, okay, well, I gotta get this stuff either packed up and put away, or God forbid, sold. I don't think I'm gonna get to that point with it at all.
Well,
but
sure, and this is the plight of the collector. Space issues. So it's like I only have so much space, but I do like stuff. So it's like, what do I do? Do I consolidate? Do I get rid of stuff? Do I narrow down my, the stuff I want? And ultimately the answer is no. The answer is you get more space. Okay? And what you do is you get a storage unit, like your old boy Rad Chaser's done in the past. And you swap things in and out of the storage space. I like to think of myself as a curator of fine video games and such.
Yeah.
And so what I do is if I want to put all my NES stuff out, okay, I'll put this stuff out. I'll put the other stuff in the storage space where it's safe, and secure, and out of sight, not taking up space in the in the house, in the apartment.
a third option is get rid of 90% of the stuff in the house, and then that'll free up a little room.
There is a lot of stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah,
you go minimalist approach.
Yeah, I'd say about 90. Just get rid of 90% of the stuff that doesn't go there, and then you'll have you fill it right back up with 90% more of stuff that you need to have around. But
relevant stuff. Yes, understood. That's a great idea. You're full of hits today.
So yeah, I was filming a hyperlapse video of just cleaning up the office. I'll link that up to the office tours as well, just to have something, just to throw some meaning onto cleaning a room.
Well, right. Everybody, please go check out Rad Chaser. You can see me and you can see the son of Rad Chaser. Go look us up on YouTube. That's our hub. That's the main place. But, we also have the Instagram going, so you can go there too. But, just look up Rad Chaser. Easy.
Yeah,
you can remember that.
Yeah, that's real easy. What you got anything else today, Chaser, or is it we're getting close to bottom line time?
One more thing I had here is just, back to getting those video games, those complete in box, fragile cardboard games. I was a little worried when the packages arrived because, one of the packages came in, it was just a padded bubble mailer.
Ooh.
It wasn't even a cardboard box. It was a bubble mailer, and I was like, it looked a little suspect, because these things get jostled around. They get manhandled from point A to point B.
Oh, it's got bubbles in it. I can throw it into the box and throw it onto your stoop.
Oh my God.
I can stack things on top of it. The bubbles will protect it.
Right. It won't get crush damage. Fortunately, the stuff, came, none worse for the wear. But it's just, pack your stuff up correctly. And I know if you're again Joe Schmo who maybe happened upon these video games and is, just trying to offload them again, because collecting video games is not a good idea for profit. So you've gotten rid of them, and you just send them out any old way, because he probably thinks, well, he's going to chuck the box out anyway. So what does it matter if I protect the box? I don't know what they're thinking. It's insane though. But boxes are fine, so crisis averted. And I'm going to get these things into some retro protection type boxes, so they're further protected.
Ooh, you got a link for where I can get some retro protection?
It's really easy. Retroprotection.com. That's where I get all my retro protection needs for boxes.
Yeah, that's not an ad, baby. That's just the love of protection.
All right. You gotta use protection. You don't want any unwanted things happening or running around. Yeah. And by that I mean loose games getting damaged.
Yeah, I mean,
bag up.
Technically,
box up.
Technically speaking, whether they're damaged or not is irrelevant, because if you were going to try to, resell it to try to make money, you wouldn't be able to do that, because you can't make money selling video games.
Video games are a bad investment.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about getting into it, don't.
Yeah. Buy the games, hold on to them and keep them, but don't sell them. You're not going to make any money. Bottom line time. The bottom line is you can't make money selling video games.
Sell them for less than what you purchased. Buy high, sell low.
Yeah, hey, give to us. Embrace your giving nature.
If you've got video games laying around that you say, well, I don't want these anymore, I don't even know what this is. If you're calling every video game around you a Nintendo, get rid of it. We'll take it. Yeah, and pack them up properly.
Yeah, our nostalgia spreads far and wide, so we'll take
and deep.
We'll take it off your hands. We'll take it off your hands.
Bottom line, Quest Progress is going nice. Okay, we're coming along. We're making progress. We're fulfilling our womanly duties as collectors.
Yeah. I've got content ideas. I'm just trying. Just gotta pick which one I want to do and pull the trigger on it, and then move on to the next thing. So I'm moving into a so-do phase right now. So
it's a great phase to be in, buddy.
Yeah, and also I'm also trying to follow your example and just grip and rip some short. Some short content that's not too hard to put up, just to get it up, just so you guys have something to watch, and then bing bang boom, join us. That's what we want. We want more of you to come see what pick up what we're putting down, and thanks for everyone that has done that so far.
Yeah, we're almost sitting at 1,800 subs on YouTube, which is a drop in the bucket in the grand scheme of things, but it's an accomplishment for us. Next goal is going to be to get to 2,000. Okay, and that's close. That's very close for us. So, I mean, we're excited about it. We're a small channel, but we're trying to grow, and we're trying to ramp things up around here to make it look real nice for you, real nice like.
Yeah. So once again, from Chaser and from me, thank you for subbing. We hope you like the content, and if you don't, that's fine. If you have I'll take suggestions all day and night. And a lot of you go, oh man, I love that. What about this? Oh, okay, I'll make content about it. I got no beef with that.
It's the people's channel.
Yeah. I think that's gonna do it on the Son of Rad Chaser, Rad Chaser there. Until next time.
Until next time, you filthy chasers, never forget. Keep chasing them. Rad Chaser, out.
Rad Chaser.